Hello garden friends, and welcome back to Smart Garden. Today, I'm sharing something that might sound unusual at first, but trust me when I say this could completely change how you approach plant nutrition. If you've been pouring used green tea down the drain, you've been tossing away one of the most powerful natural plant boosters sitting right in your kitchen. This isn't about trendy gardening hacks that fade away by next season. This is about tapping into a scientifically backed method that feeds your soil's living ecosystem while delivering visible results in your plant's foliage. Let me show you exactly how to turn this humble beverage into a garden game changer. Walk through any garden right now, and you'll likely spot the telltale signs of plants struggling to reach their full potential. Leaves that should be vibrant green appear pale and yellowish. Growth stalls despite adequate watering. Plants become magnets for pests because they lack the vigor to defend themselves naturally. These issues often stem from depleted soil that's missing the microbial life and available nitrogen that plants desperately need. While most gardeners reach for expensive fertilizers or supplements, there's a solution already sitting in your pantry that addresses both problems simultaneously. Green tea contains a remarkable array of compounds that translate directly into plant benefits. The polyphenols, catechins, and antioxidants found in these leaves don't just disappear after you've steeped your morning cup. These organic compounds become food for the beneficial bacteria and fungi living in your soil. When you introduce diluted green tea to your garden beds, you're essentially hosting a feast for the microscopic workers that make nutrients available to plant roots. This microbial community breaks down organic matter, fixes nitrogen from the air, and creates the kind of living soil that produces exceptional plants. Here's where things get really interesting for your plant's appearance and productivity. Green tea leaves are naturally rich in nitrogen, one of the three essential macronutrients that plants cannot thrive without. Nitrogen is the primary building block of chlorophyll, the green pigment responsible for photosynthesis. When your soil has adequate available nitrogen, your plants produce more chlorophyll, resulting in that deep, healthy green color that signals optimal plant health. Beyond color, nitrogen drives protein synthesis, which means more vigorous growth, stronger stems, and better resistance to environmental stresses. The beauty of using green tea as a nitrogen source lies in how it delivers this nutrient. Unlike synthetic fertilizers that dump a concentrated dose into the soil all at once, potentially burning roots or leaching into groundwater, the nitrogen in green tea releases gradually as soil microbes break down the organic matter. This slow-release mechanism means plants receive a steady supply of nutrition over weeks, rather than getting overwhelmed in a single feeding. The increased microbial activity also improves soil structure, creating better aeration and water retention that supports robust root development. The process of transforming used green tea into plant food is remarkably straightforward, but, attention to a few key details makes the difference between mediocre and outstanding results. Start by collecting your used green tea leaves after brewing your regular cup. If you use tea bags, make sure they're the kind made from natural fibers rather than plastic-containing bags that won't break down properly. Once you've accumulated a decent amount, place them in a large container like a bucket or wide-mouthed jar. Add water to your container using a ratio of roughly 1 liter of used tea leaves to 10 liters of water. Rainwater is ideal because it contains no chlorine or other additives, but tap water works perfectly fine if you let it sit uncovered for 24 hours first. This waiting period allows chlorine to evaporate, preventing it from harming the beneficial microbes you're trying to encourage. Let this mixture steep for 24 to 48 hours, stirring occasionally. The liquid should take on a light brown tint and develop a subtle, earthy smell. If it starts smelling foul or putrid, something has gone wrong with the fermentation process, and you should discard it and start fresh. After steeping, strain out the solid leaves using a fine mesh strainer or cheesecloth. Don't throw away these solids because they're perfect for your compost pile, where they'll continue breaking down and enriching your finished compost with nitrogen. The liquid you've created is now concentrated and needs dilution before application. Mix 1 part of your green tea extract with 4 to 10 parts plain water, depending on your plant's needs. Seedlings and young plants prefer the more diluted ratio of 1 to 10, while established plants can handle the stronger 1 to 4 mixture. How you apply this elixir matters as much as the mixture itself. The most effective method for most garden situations is a direct soil drench around the base of your plants. pour the diluted solution slowly onto the soil surface, allowing it to soak in gradually rather than running off. Apply it in the early morning or late evening when temperatures are cooler to prevent rapid evaporation and give the solution time to penetrate the root zone. This method works exceptionally well for established plants in garden beds, containers, and raised beds. For plants showing signs of nitrogen deficiency with yellowing leaves, you can also use the solution as a foliar spray. Strain the mixture through coffee filters to remove any particles that might clog your sprayer, then mist the undersides of leaves where stomata are concentrated. Plants can absorb nutrients directly through their foliage, providing a quick boost while the soil application works on the root system. This dual approach delivers both immediate and long-term benefits. Frequency matters when incorporating green tea into your regular garden routine. During the active growing season from spring through early fall, apply your diluted green tea solution every 2 to 4 weeks. Watch your plants closely because they'll tell you what they need. If you notice consistently dark green, vigorous growth, you might extend the interval to once monthly. If growth seems sluggish or leaves remain pale, increase the frequency to every 2 weeks. This solution works beautifully for acid-loving plants like roses, tomatoes, blueberries, and ferns, but most garden vegetables and ornamentals will respond positively as well. Within 2 to 3 weeks of beginning regular green tea applications, you should notice visible changes in your plant's appearance. Leaves will develop richer, deeper green coloration as chlorophyll production increases. New growth will emerge more vigorously, with larger leaves and stronger stems. Over time, the improved soil microbial activity creates better overall soil health, which translates into enhanced water retention, improved nutrient cycling, and more resilient plants that shrug off minor pest pressures without intervention. The transformation extends beyond what's visible above ground. Below the surface, your soil is developing into a thriving ecosystem where beneficial organisms outnumber potential pathogens. This living soil continues improving season after season as you maintain regular applications, building organic matter content, and creating the kind of growing environment that produces truly exceptional gardens. The best part is that you're accomplishing all of this with a waste product you would have otherwise discarded, turning something free into something incredibly valuable for your plants. Now, it's your turn to experience these results firsthand. Brew up a batch of green tea elixir this week and start applying it to a few plants as a test. Watch what happens over the next month, and I guarantee you'll be mixing up larger batches to use throughout your entire garden. If you found this information valuable, make sure you subscribe to Smart Garden so you never miss our practical science-based growing tips. Share this video with your fellow gardeners who could benefit from this simple but powerful technique. Drop a comment below telling me which plants you're most excited to try this on, and let's build a community of gardeners who are transforming their growing spaces one cup of tea at a time.